Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Valentina, and today I am going to bring you guys a story time about how I deal with my sleep paralysis. Well, it's more like a story time and how I deal with my sleep paralysis. I hope you guys like it, and before we get to the video, could you guys take a moment and like and subscribe? I would totally appreciate that. But as of that, let's get to the video. Well, first of all, I am gonna do a disclaimer, okay? I've been having this since I was like 5, since I can recall. The first time I can recall when I can say, oh yeah, it was sleep paralysis, was when I was like 5, 6. The only reason I remember is because it was a very traumatic experience. So I know that a lot of traumatic experiences you tend to learn to remember anyways. But for those of you that don't know what sleep paralysis is basically when you fall asleep and wake up, or you're having trouble falling asleep, or you're just about to fall asleep, and basically what happens is your brain just wakes up and you cannot move. You can hear things. There's people that can actually open their eyes and see things. Now, that's the scientific definition of sleep paralysis. For those of you that don't know, I am Mexican, and we believe in a totally different meaning of sleep paralysis. The way our culture sees it is more like when the death come and get on top of you.
So it's not like get on top of you, it's more like lay next to you. That's what I meant.
Kind of like that, Not like try to kill you, but it's basically when they say se te sube muerto, which that's basically what it translates, when the death come and get on top of you. Not in any weird way, just to kind of suffocate you and stuff like that, basically. Anyways, so that's just a definition for those of you that don't know what it is. And let's just get into the story. So, how I figure out I had sleep paralysis. I did not figure out that I had sleep paralysis until I read the definition and I was like, gosh, that's what I have, and I've been having it. So how it started, the one I can remember not the most, but I have 3 stories I can tell you. The first one happened when I was like around 5, 6 years old. I remember glimpses of it, but I remember I was asleep and it's scary. And it's right now it's like 1 a.m, and I'm telling you, it's like I'm a little like, should I be saying this? What if someone comes to visit me? I'm just kidding. So basically what happened is I was asleep and I just remember hearing people coming in my room and just footsteps, and I remember like trying to like stay calm and just trying to scream like mom. Like I remember trying to scream my mom's name and I couldn't, and I was like, oh my god, like what's going on. And I remember like I finally woke up and I like screamed my mom's name and I was crying, and she came in and she was like, what's going on with you? That's the first time it happened. The second time was, well, it happened more than once. I think it happened more than once because there was times like, so I feel like most of this happened when I was stressed or I was like doing too much things, and I was just, this is what I try to tell myself, I was just really tired and I was trying to just fall asleep and I couldn't. Well, when this happened was we had just moved into the new house, and I had like falling asleep, and it was the most scariest thing because I remember like not waking up, but like feeling that I was about to wake up. And I remember hearing someone opening the door and walking, so my bed's right here, my door's here, walking around me. And I remember just trying to just be like, oh, it's just a dream, it's just a dream, it's just a dream, like it's just a dream. And I would hear it more, and then I remember they opened my closet door, and like, like if somebody was there. At that point I started freaking out. I started to pray, and I was like, if I cannot get out of this sleeping, like I was like, someone's gonna kill me, like you think of stuff like that. Um, and I remember like just praying and praying, and eventually out of nowhere I just felt like something just got on top of me and I couldn't breathe. Like there were literally like, you know how when you perform CPR like this, like I feel like somebody was just like putting all their weight on me. And that's when I was like, oh my god, like if I keep praying and this doesn't stop, like what's next? um and I remember like trying to scream and nothing would come up. And out of nowhere, I hear a voice, a weird voice, like deep, deep voice telling me, come with me. And then I hear another voice telling me, like, oh, you're okay, like nothing's gonna happen. And at that moment, I just was like, God, just get me out of here. Like, I literally just want to wake up. And I remember like I was trying to move and I couldn't. So the way I think that's when I discovered how to get out of it. If I can manage to get this pinky, I know, sorry, my nails are horrible. They started chipping off and I just started chipping them. I just remember like if I could just get this pinky to just move, then I'd gain full control. So I was like, sure, like, I did it. It happened. I snapped out of it. I turned on my lights. Nobody was in my room. I was like, I'm not going to go and freak out anybody else. I'm just going to go to sleep. Now, when I told this to my mom, and I told this to basically just my mom, and she was like, yeah, that's called concepto de muerto. And I was like, oh my God, like, so the dead people have been visiting me? Like, what do they want me? Like, what have I done to them? What do I, like, what I do to them that they're looking for me? So then I feel like after that, it started happening a lot and a lot. And I think the last time it happened was about 3 months ago, when I fell asleep and my kid sleeps with me, and I had just fallen asleep, and I hear again somebody coming in. And I've heard that people like actually like open their eyes and see people. And I'm a firm believer that it's not my brain waking up. It's somebody. It's somebody that's looking for something and they want something. And maybe like, down in the comments you're probably gonna be like, nah, you're crazy. I definitely believe in science. Like, that's your opinion. For the people that have gone through this, it's really scary. Because you start to panic. And I remember like when that happened, I was just like, okay, just pray. And in the middle of the prayer, if you can just move your pinky, if you can just get your pinky to move, like, you will get your full body control and you will just snap out of it and wake up. I feel like that's what I did. Then what I also did to kind of break the cycle of me having it is just going to sleep at the same time. But I feel like it's more spiritual. And I know most of you guys are probably going to be like, what? I believe it's more like a spiritual thing that for some reason, the people that are not supposed to be in this earth came back and they're just trying to look for somebody. I don't know. I've told this to my friends and they're like, oh my God, like, you've gone through this? And I'm like, yeah, and it's scary. I know there's some influencers that have gone through this too, where they hear stuff and like, you don't want to sound crazy, but a lot of people that actually have this, they don't say anything because they're afraid to be judged. And I just want to sit here and tell you, like, if you experience this, like, it's totally okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Just try, when this is it's happening, just try to get one of your muscles to move. And once you get that muscle to move, you would be fine, and try to just stay calm and just be like, it's not, it's just like, I will wake up, it's just my body. It took me a long time to just say, like, it's just my body, it's just me being so tired. But I remember, like, after I snap out of it, I don't go to sleep. I just don't go to sleep until, like, I just eventually, like, knock out. And I know that's bad. That's really bad to say, but, like, I would be so afraid. I would, like, call somebody and I'll be like, oh my God, like, are you up? Because, like, this just happened to me. And they would be like, oh my God, like, what the heck? That's, like, not the craziest thing that has happened to me. But that's just how I deal with it. And I'm kind of scared to put it out on the internet. What if I get bullied? I'm just kidding. No, it's just so I want to know if you have ever experienced any of this. Tell me your story, because I'm a sucker for this. I'm a sucker for paranormal stuff and having sleep paralysis, because I know it's really hard. Like, how do you snap out of it? Like, I want to know if you've ever had this. Love to know what you do, like, because in my culture, like I said, is like the spirits are trying to get you. And I know that sounds crazy and you're probably looking at me like, this girl is nuts. But it's just, I don't know, I can't find other than, yeah, it's your nerves, like, not your nerves, but it's more like your brain is waking up, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that you hear things and they're like, no, it's all in your brain. And I'm like, no, because there's times I've, like, got my eyes to squint open a little bit and I see shadows and I'm like, yeah, that ain't my imagination playing me. There's no way. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video. I'm just gonna end it to this. If you do have any stories, or if you do have ever gone through sleep paralysis, like, put your story down below. I would love to read it, because here's scary stuff, but I don't like when it happens to me, if you know what I mean. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys liked the story. It was really short, so a little short story time. And, I know with the coronavirus and you guys being in quarantine and you have nothing to do, you can at least watch my videos. I'll give you something to do. I'm just kidding. Well, I hope you guys like this video. Have a wonderful day. And if you guys want to hear more of my story times where scary stuff has happened to me, let me know down below, and I'll tell you the craziest things that have happened to me in my life, my 21 years of being alive. And yeah, that's it for today, guys, and have a wonderful day, and see you in my next video.